Everybody, welcome back. We have a very cool guest, David Ostroff, with us. And, dude, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. We met, I don't know, a couple years ago, and through some mutual acquaintances, and just kind of been following your story. And I'm so pumped to talk to you about design, creative direction, theory and process.
Oh, goodness.
So, yeah, this is going to be really fun for me.
All right, let's do it. I'm looking forward to it.
Good. I think as you've seen some of the episodes, my first question that I always ask everybody, and then we kind of go willy-nilly, is how would you describe your job to a child, 6, 7, 8 years old?
Okay. So the way I used to just describe my job to anybody, and then my wife made me stop doing it, was I draw pictures for a living.
See, that's perfect, though.
Yeah.
I think that's the most succinct way to do it, and I love that.
Yeah, that's what I do. I draw pictures.
Yeah.
Now that I have kids and they know what I do, I can up it more to I make logos and I make websites.
Yeah.
Even though there's a lot more to it, but that's what it boils down to.
That's a more simple way to kind of streamline and point people in a direction.
Yeah. If my parents were still around, that's what I would tell them. Yeah, I find it's probably, you probably have to be more succinct when you're dealing with older people than you do with 7 or 8 year olds.
Sure.
Because they're on an iPad and it's like, oh, well, of course I know what that is. And,
right.
Yeah.
I always find it interesting having that conversation with folks about drawing pictures, making logos and stuff. And it was in the context of TV and news design of see that whole show that you're watching has a logo and all these animations. We do that. And there's this pause and they go, oh yeah, I guess someone does have to do that.
Yeah.
This assumption that it just makes itself.
Yeah.
It's always amazing to me.
Well, I mean, nowadays, I guess it could make itself.
It could make itself, yeah.
But
it might not be very good.
No.
But it could make itself.
Yeah. I mean, for doing this for close to 30 years, it never made itself until, recently.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Always there.
So this process, I guess, of going from illustrator, drawing pictures, to creative director.
Oh, okay.
Is probably an interesting arc.
Yeah.
For you. What's that journey like for 30 years?
It was much more difficult than I expected it to be. Because when it comes to craft, I love to do the work. I mean, that's why I started doing this job, is to actually do the work. And then you kind of move slowly but surely up until you no longer do the work. You tell people to do the work, and then you correct them if you think something is not working.
What's more fun?
I mean, telling people what to do is amazing.
I agree.
But I do like doing it myself. Yeah. Nobody grows up and says, I want a job where I just tell people what things should look like. I guess maybe somebody does, but I did not. I was growing up and I knew how to draw, and of course I never thought that I would have a job doing it. I never thought you would make money until you were deceased.
Right.
That's like all great artists.
Exactly. Yeah.
But now it's just, so now I do a combination of I do it myself or I tell people to do it.
Yeah. I think that's really an interesting thing to sort of be on that journey where you get to a point where you're realizing, okay, I have to make this decision. There's a fork in the road. Am I going to stop at, we'll call it senior designer,
right,
and be that forever, or am I going to take that pivot and go creative director, art director?
Yeah, it's a real decision that has to be made. When I was working for the last agency I worked for, I had a member of my staff. They didn't want to be an art director. Yeah. They didn't want to be a creative director. They wanted to just keep drawing. And just keep doing layout and just be a designer. And it's a decision, and that's cool.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, I'm not going to stop you.
I agree. We had someone just like that at CNN. He was been there forever, was good at what he did, and he's like, no, I'm good. Yeah. I'm not interested in going any higher. I'm not interested in having weight on my shoulders for other people.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but moving from designer all the way to creative director, it's climbing a corporate ladder of some sort. It's not, you're not getting a corner office with a beautiful view, but
Right.
it is climbing a ladder of management, and you are managing people, and the higher you go, the more people you manage, and that's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Managing is hard. It's a skill.
Yeah.
Nobody is born as a manager.
No, certainly not. I mean, we're all born quite selfish.
Oh yes.
So I
Mine.
think, yeah. From the moment we get out of the womb, it's we want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's something really interesting about the idea of taking what you've learned and realizing, in either an arrogant way or like a humility kind of way. I mean, you can go either one of those. Of like, oh, you know what? I actually have something here to offer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if that's a conscious choice, or you just kind of realize, I have ideas that I think might really benefit to get other people involved.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's part of what creative directing is how do you bring other people into this big old idea?
Yeah. You have to realize, as a creative director, you are not the smartest person in the room. You are like assembling the Avengers,
Yes.
or something like that. It's like you have someone who's really good at copywriting, and someone who's really good at laying things out, and someone who's really good at photo retouching, and or whatever it is. Or if it's a video, maybe it's an animator or an editor, and you bring these people together and create, and you just are there to I guess be the puppet master and make sure that all the people are doing their jobs properly, and you end up with a nice finished product.
Ideally.
Yes, hopefully.
Yeah.
Until the client decides that they want to go in another direction.
Well, okay, that's part of being a creative director too, is how do you manage your own team and you manage your client's team, and
Yes.
you're a buffer in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you definitely have to manage up or out, I guess it would be. Managing your client. And that's why, if you're working with an account team, hopefully your account team has a really good relationship with the client. I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. And hopefully you have a good relationship with the client. But the account team are the first ones to be able to talk to the client and say, that's a great idea, but I think we want to do this. And, let me go get David or Matt or whoever to talk to you about why, to explain why we're going to go in that direction.
Do you? This is a
I see a twinkle in your
a
eye, and I'm
thing-
really worried about this next
A
question.
thing for me, and I have friends who are on account teams.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that's a necessary role in the way that it maybe has become?
I think it depends on the client,
Okay.
because sometimes managing a client is a full-time job.
Yeah.
I've had plenty of clients who, if I didn't have an account team, I wouldn't have gotten anything done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
It's just you kind of need it there, and sometimes the account team gives in on things you don't want them to give in on, and you end up getting upset, and you have to go back to the drawing board. But that's what the job is.
Yeah. It's a really interesting, delicate dance that
Yes.
I found of account team, creative team, talking together, not talking together, being on different pages in different books.
Yes. And that's why it's really important to know that the account team and the creative and the project team, the creative team, they're all the same team. You have to constantly remind everyone, we're together. Like, this is our unit. We have the client over here, and then we have our account/creative team. And like you said, we need to be on the same page. And you need to have clear and open lines of communication with the account people. Personally, with the account teams I've worked with some of them, I've had really great relationships with the account team. And they talk to me before they go to the client. They talk to me after they go to the client. They value my input. And I think that has a lot to do with it. If the account team values the creative team's input and the creative team values the account team's input, then things are going to go great, no matter what the client says.
Yeah. Is that relationship that's a relationship that is built and earned and all of that. So what does that
Trust.
look like? Yeah. What does that look like for you in that way?
Well, what does it look like is really just, someone that respects your process and respects what you do. Interestingly enough, and I'm sure you get this all the time, where somebody does it, I don't know who it could be, anybody's like, oh, I could do that. I have PowerPoint.
Right.
Like I can make that. And maybe they can. Great.
Yeah.
But they don't have the experience and the lived experience and the work experience that you have in order to know, yes, you can do that, but why are we doing that?
Mm-hmm.
I think the why is really important.
Yeah. How much do you feel like how you handle yourself is part of that building of trust process? And it seems like a kind of a duh question, but I do think there's this idea of respect is expected because I'm a creative director. I've already made it through this gauntlet, and my title and my history says that you just should flat out without questioning. But I don't. Obviously, that's not the case, and I've been on both sides of that, where I've had a CD who acts like that, and or a director who acts like that, and I've had ones who are like, "Look, yes, this is true, but also, I'm still going to treat you guys with respect." And like you said, you're not the smartest person in the room.
Right. If you don't approach the job with humility and respect right off the bat, and you're one of those people who thinks that your title is important, then it's not gonna be smooth. It's gonna be a rocky situation. You're gonna have people working on weekends and nights and making last minute changes. But when you respect the people who are on your team and they respect you, everything just seems to go a little bit more smoothly. And instead of having ups and downs, it just, hey, just keep it level. And I have been told by our mutual friend Angela that one of my strengths is I don't get too excited either way. I just keep it like, hey, we're just going to roll with the punches. And I think that's really, really important.
It's hugely important. And it's funny. It's funny how I was just having this conversation with my wife about how you can do certain things in a work situation and remain a certain way. But in personal situations, when there seems like there's more skin in the game, which is funny because there's a ton of skin in the game in the work. But I'm not going home to my work. I'm going home to my wife and kids.
Right.
And I have to wake up with my wife and kids, so it's a different thing. Where at work, if we're not jiving, I just turn you off and I go away, come back the next day, and maybe cooler heads prevail.
Right.
So there's an interesting thing about that. Have you found that too? The ability, it's so much easier to turn off and remain cool in that situation when you know that that's happening, as opposed to at home when you're like, I know that I have to address this still.
Well, it's emotion. I mean, you have to be able to control the emotion and realize that work. I can take the emotion out of work very easily. Yeah. Personal life, it's kind of hard.
It's a lot harder. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I got my degree in art, so I can't tell you why.
We're gonna have a psychology class here right now.
Yeah. I have to change my glass. I put on the other glasses, and I'll lie down here.
That couch is not big enough for you.
No, I don't think I could fit. I could try. But yeah, the emotion at home is so much different than the emotion at work. And if you can take the emotion at work and just level it out and not worry about it, there are people at work who make you happy, and there are people at work who make you mad.
Yeah.
And you have to get to a point in your life and your career where you realize you don't need that emotion. Throw it out. It's stress you don't need. And I think that comes with age. I mean, my beard is gray for a reason. Right. I think that comes with age. I think it comes with humility. Like I said earlier, acknowledging that you're not the smartest person in the room helps a
Yeah.
lot. And, you just build up your team and just hope that nobody, makes you too angry.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Compartmentalization.
It does make a difference. I remember one of the things that I would always tell my students, and I probably said it on this show a gajillion times: learn what to fall on your sword for.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
When I was teaching, everybody was young and excited and put every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears into their work.
Yeah.
And owned it so much so where they couldn't make changes to it.
Oh, yeah.
And everything was a battle.
Yeah. I used to work with a guy, and he used to use this phrase, and I don't really like the phrase just because it's macabre and gross, but he used to say, sometimes you have to kill your children.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay, man.
That's dark, but we get it.
Yeah, I see where you're going with this. And you have to look at your work that way. That, and when you're a student, you're like, this is it. Like, I love this. I made this. It's amazing. And you don't want to touch it. You don't want to do anything to it. You're like, it's perfect. I don't care what that guy says. This is perfect. But it's not.
Yeah.
And you have to take feedback. You have to be able to take constructive criticism and feedback because, in our business, we are not our audience. We make things for an audience, and sometimes you get so close and you're so in the weeds that you can't see, everything, miles away. And that's one of the things about being a creative director is you have to be able to see the forest through the trees. You can't focus on one piece. And I've had plenty of team members just be like, well, I don't understand why I can't do it. And I'm just like, hey, I can't get into everything for you over, I can't tell you about all the meetings I've had with the account team, with the client, with the researchers. I don't have time to explain that all to you. Just know that I know what I'm doing.
Right.
And we have to change.
Yeah.
But when you're a kid, like you're saying in college, like you have no idea.
No idea.
I mean, I was an arrogant,
gosh.
like designer. Like my first job, couldn't tell me nothing. Like, yeah, I thought I was it. And then, you meet designers who've been doing it for a while, and
you're like, oh, they're really good.
And then you get your ass handed to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's funny you talked about not knowing everything that's going on, and there was this question I used to ask. It was just, why not? Like, why can't we do this? When I was, in the chair and designing and animating all this kind of stuff, and it's like, well, why can't we? What is the hold up here? And my boss would go, show me that we can do it, and I'll let you do it. But you got to show me that it can be done, first of all. And then second of all, it's like, look, I've had all these conversations, and I know all of this information, and I can't give you all that. But if you show me it can be done, I can then take that and try to get it to happen.
Yeah.
And it's funny how that mentality hasn't left me of why not. I'm just in a different spot where I have all the information. So when I ask why not, I'm asking it to the right people.
Yeah, your why not is different.
It's totally different. It's not a whiny, complaining, go-getter. It's a go-getter who's trying to understand the bigger picture.
Yes.
The 35,000-foot view of everything. That's a whole different kind of position and perspective of why not.
Yeah, and like we were talking about before, being in that position comes with experience, comes with being humbled multiple times, comes with being in different situations. That's why creative directors creative direct and don't do anymore. As much as I think it's ageism. When you move up the ladder, you're older and you've seen more things and you had more life experiences, and eventually you get there and you ask the right questions. You can ask questions. You should ask questions. Everybody should ask questions.
Yeah.
Like our whole job is about asking questions. We're trying to solve problems. Everything from a junior designer to a creative director, you have to ask questions. It's just asking the right people at the right time, the right question.
You said the word ageism.
Ageism, yes.
Unpack that a little bit.
I had someone once tell me there is no such thing as an old art director.
No such thing as an old art director. Okay.
And I took that to heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, well, I can do a couple things here. I could get better at my job and move up the ladder and become a creative director. Or I could say, screw you, and get stubborn, which I've been known to do, and be like, I'm going to do this job for the rest of my life.
Mm.
I decided to go with the first way, and get better at my craft, and get better at direction, and get better at leading, and move up the ladder. It comes to a certain point though where the gray beard doesn't help me and work. And I think right now in today's job market, there are so many people who are out of work who are older, and they have so much to offer, and they have so much experience, and they're not getting hired because the people who are hiring are like, oh, we want this young, hip guy who knows what's going on. Well, yeah, young and hip is great.
Yeah.
And those people could be on the team for sure, but you need someone to lead them.
Yeah.
Generals in the Army are not young and hip.
No.
Like, they're older guys.
Right. They're grizzled because they've seen some things.
Yeah. They've
been
definitely
through it.
seen some things. Yeah. But like, yeah, I don't want to compare what we do to like fighting.
No,
but,
of course not.
But yes, we've seen some things. We've seen a
Yeah.
lot of things.
Yeah, in the context of creative, of marketing, of advertising, yes, we're not going to compare it to, Eisenhower and the war, but like they still have the same kind of trenches. You still have landmines you've got to do, and everything's contextual, and we all know that. So like ease up, everybody. But like they still exist. You still have to navigate them. There's still real life for you and for your team.
Yes.
That if you don't go through them, you don't learn how to run those things, then you don't get anywhere. You don't grow. You don't progress.
No, and growth is important. Like, I don't care how old you are, you have to grow.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not growing, you're not moving forward. And if you're not moving forward, you're dead in the water.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've used every cliche I know so far.
I love it.
Oh, well, thanks.
I'm going to string them together.
Yeah, we do a supercut of my cliches.
That's going to be the promos of just like.
Yeah. No, but they're cliches for a reason.
Well, they exist. They exist because they've been proven to be true.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like this idea that the stereotypes. Mm-hmm. Stereotypes exist for a reason, not because we're trying to be mean,
right? But
because we've seen them proved out over time.
Yes,
a stereotype isn't always true.
No, and
there's a difference between that. There is truth behind a stereotype. Not all stereotypes are 100% true.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're talking about.
I think you're right. Not all stereotypes are true, but stereotypes are formed from some truth that has happened.
Yeah.
I don't know how active you are on like LinkedIn, but I came across these guys about, 2 years ago, year ago, and they started this new agency, and it's called Geezer.
That's fantastic.
It's all like Gen X and older guys. And they will not hire junior staff.
Oh, wow.
And they have positioned themselves in the market as, we are older, we do the work. I think they probably hire people to do, to do smaller tasks, but it's probably like hiring out freelancers or whatnot. But they are embracing the age, and that's their whole marketing is, and the whole concept behind the firm is, they're older, and I say older, they're our age.
Right.
But their experience is what allows them to succeed. And I think it's brilliant.
Yeah. And
they started selling merch, so of course I bought some merch.
Right, of course.
Yeah, I was like,
how can you not with a name like that?
Oh my God, their logo's a skull.
That's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like some of the most hip people that I remember throughout my career, they were always older. Yeah. It wasn't the ones who were my age. It was the one who walked around with like the most impeccably chosen outfit. It wasn't like, three-piece suits or anything. It could have been, but it was just like so well put together. It was so thoughtful.
Yeah.
And you could see that from head to toe in what they were wearing and how they handled themselves, what they were doing. Like they had the new tech. not because it was new tech, but because I understood how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was really something that was so nuanced about it, and it was always the older people.
Yeah.
You know, men and women alike, and it was just like this idea that they've seen some stuff. They've also, we're of this generation, this is interesting too, where we grew up with Nintendo,
Mm-hmm.
and without Nintendo. Like we had this bridge that went from analog to full digital.
Oh yeah.
And we experienced that as part of our life.
Mm-hmm.
And some of us built it. And so when we're here now in this digital world, like we understand that process. So I think we're so uniquely positioned to be able to take what's happening in this generation and understand it because we're part of that shift.
Yeah, my parents couldn't change the time on the VCR. Like that was like a job for a 12 to an 18-year-old. It's like set the time, make it work.
Yeah.
You know, remember when they had those like the VCRs where you put in like the 5-digit code and it recorded a certain show?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. You know, it's like I don't know how to do this. You do this.
But it allowed me, it helped me to become intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
So when I jump into a Photoshop and After Effects or whatever it is, I have a natural curiosity of like, okay, this isn't working. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just be like, it's not working.
Well, you have been conditioned from a young age to not be afraid to make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You know, still I have older relatives who are like, well, I can't do that. I'm going to screw it all up. You're not going to screw it up.
Right.
You might make a mess out of it, but you know, you're not going to screw it up.
Yeah.
The first time I ever got a computer, my parents bought me a computer when I went to college.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some IBM clone desktop situation. And I remember just screwing around with the settings.
Yeah.
And I messed it up bad. Like I really did a number. I had no idea what I was doing. And I remember bringing it back to the store and being like, "Hey, you guys got to help me fix this." They had no idea what I did.
Full reset.
Full reset. Like it was like, I don't know how this guy did this. You know, and I get that, and you know, but I was also going like levels deep in the settings and stuff. My parents would never have even gone that far.
Yeah.
What do you mean double click? I remember teaching them how to double click.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's but like I was saying, like Gen X and younger, we're not afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah.
We're naturally curious. Well, most of us are naturally curious. Most of us are not afraid to make mistakes, especially when it comes to like digital devices.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, when you were a kid and you had a Nintendo cartridge and you put it in and it started skipping, what did you do? You turned the power off, you ejected it, you blew in it, you put it back, and you made it work, right? But all kids knew how to do that.
Right.
And there was no internet to tell them how to do it.
No, you just
kids are like,
trial and error. You try, yeah.
But that works.
Yeah. Seems like it has something in it. Okay.
Yeah.
There's connective issues not working, not connecting.
Yeah.
So what do? Oh, we try to clean it out.
Yeah, exactly. Take a Q-tip, get in there. Like, yeah, nobody taught me that. It's not in a book.
Yeah. It's funny with my daughter will try to tell me how to use things like on the watch. I'm like, kiddo, I got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, Dad, if you just...
You're not doing it fast enough.
Right. It's like, I got it. Way ahead of you.
Yeah.
How'd you know that? Like I told her one time, I said, everything you watch on YouTube on the iPad, I know what's happening. She's like, what? I was like, it's my account and it's mirrored both places.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, really? And that was a monumental change because she knew that I could see everything.
Yeah.
And it was this light bulb moment like, oh, Dad knows some stuff. It
was
really, really funny.
Yeah, so my older daughter has a phone. My younger daughter is dying for a phone, and I refuse to.
Good for you.
Refuse to get it. But my older daughter, she has a phone, and she knows that's not her phone. That phone belongs to me and her mother.
That's powerful.
She is borrowing it.
Yeah.
Like that thing's on a lease. If we want to see that phone at any time, I'm going to take it.
It's mine.
It's mine.
Yeah.
I can look at whatever I want.
Yeah, that's huge.
You know, and she gets that. Yeah, the younger one will get that sooner when she gets a phone. But you know,
but
not for a while.
Here's the thing that's so hard too, and kind of pivoting into this parenting thing. But we have to protect, and there's more crap out there now at the palm of their hand than you and I could have possibly imagined having.
Oh my
you
God.
know, and so like it's a terrifying thing.
Do your kids get bored?
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids are always like, I'm bored. I'm like, good.
Go figure it out.
Yeah, go play in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Use your imagination.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid just being in the woods. Like, my parents didn't know where I was.
No, not a
where are you
clue.
going? I'm going to the woods.
Yes.
And they're like, okay, we'll see you later.
Yeah.
Like, nowadays, if my kids were like, I'm going to the woods, I'd be like, what do you mean you're going
With
to the
who
woods?
and who's got a phone, you know?
Yeah. How will I know which woods you're in?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but, latchkey kid of the 80s.
Yeah.
Nobody worried where I was.
No, we didn't. And I think that's a really interesting thing. I love that, the idea of still maintaining, like, we're going to have some control in this house,
Mm-hmm.
Because we know what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that ties back to what we were just talking about a second ago about this generation that you and I are in have so much to offer to brands, to corporations, to nonprofits, associations, that it's like, look, we've seen a lot.
Yeah.
And
we were in the woods.
we were in the woods. Yeah, we were in the woods. And there's that bridge that connects the analog to the digital
Mm-hmm.
is just hard to overlook.
I don't think there is anything in the creative space that I have not seen in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen just about everything.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be exactly the same, but there's a parallel to everything that I've seen and done. And you're absolutely right. It's important, and people need to realize that experience carries a lot of gravitas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I mean, that's why there are old creative directors, but no old art directors.
That's right.
But I want to back up to what you said about the cool people.
Mm-hmm.
I love an aging hipster.
Mm.
Like, I went to Nashville a couple weeks ago, and there are guys like me with beards and just cool, like skinny jeans and boots, and I'm just like, that guy gets it.
Yeah.
Like, that guy knows what's up. Or you go to Brooklyn,
Yeah.
and you just see these guys, like certain people, guys and girls, like just walking around, and you're like, that guy used to go to punk shows,
Right.
And he's cool.
Yeah. He's been through some stuff.
Yeah, he used to go to hardcore shows in basements.
Yes. Yeah. It's funny because you mentioned Nashville and Brooklyn, and those towns seem to have a foundation that accepts that a little bit more. DC's a really weird town.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things I love about this podcast that we've done this season of being local, in person, DC based creatives, is because we're sort of uncovering like what's beneath the government level.
Oh yeah. That's all surface shit.
It is. But it's huge though.
Oh yeah.
And so you've got this like very buttoned up suits, blue and black and gray, government level. Mm-hmm. And look, I'll even throw in nonprofits and associations in there too.
Okay.
There's a certain level of that I think belongs in there. But underneath that, there's what you're talking about.
Yeah, the people make it run.
Yeah. And those are the folks who are, like you said, the aging hipsters, the ones who have their style is just impeccably tailored to who they are and they don't really care. And it does not fit in to what goes on at the Pentagon.
No, not at all. And I mean, that's basically my youth. Like, I never worked on the Hill. I love jeans and a t-shirt. My friends threw crazy parties. I used to go to cool bars. I still do. But like, I remember, you remember the Big Hunt, that bar?
Yes.
I mean, you walk in there any night of the week, the staff is fully sleeved, tattoos, ripped t-shirts, jeans.
Oh yeah.
Like, just cool.
And not far from Capitol Hill or the White House.
No.
And you're like,
a stone's throw.
Yeah.
And it's like, these people exist. These people are here.
Yeah.
They're not working on the Hill at all. They're not making laws. There is definitely a cool creative class in DC that is overlooked. Stereotypes.
Yeah.
And I mean, DC, with like, if you think even back to like hardcore music, like Fugazi, DC, Dave Grohl's a cool guy. He's from here, and I think he's part owner of Black Cat, which is, they have bands you've never heard of.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Like, you go to 930 Club, you go to any of these, and you see these people.
Yeah.
We're there. I'll say we, because I'm there.
There you go.
But when I was younger,
Yeah.
I'm sure I was cooler. Although I tell my kids all the time, like, I'm cool, you just don't know it.
You just don't know it yet. Yeah. And, it won't be until your 20s, 30s, 40s that you realize dad's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know.
You'll figure it out soon enough.
And
I keep reminding
And
them.
then by that point, they'll be the uncool parent.
Yeah.
So deal with it.
Yeah. They just roll their eyes at me now. Do you get a lot of eye rolling in your house?
Lots. I get this. I get the head back. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, you don't know anything, old man.
And if I'm close enough, a little pop on the back of the head forward.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't mean to. I didn't do that. I was just, this is my favorite one. I was just putting my head back. My neck hurt.
Yeah.
No,
I can't stand the eye roll. Like, my kids say things all the time, and unless they're insulting their mother, then I get upset.
Yeah.
But, like, if they insult me, I can deal with it. But the eye roll, that's my trigger.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my trigger.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. As dads, we all have those things. And, the eye roll is a very hard one. It says a lot without saying anything at all.
Oh, you're going to roll your eyes? I'll make you roll your eyes.
Yeah. Or roll them right out of your head.
Yeah,
Watch.
exactly. I see we were parented by the same type of person.
My mom was 5 feet tall, is still 5 feet tall. She might as well have walked around with a holster with a wooden spoon in it.
Okay.
And there were 3 boys.
Yeah.
And she was not to be outmatched by that.
Yeah. Did you ever have your mouth washed out with soap?
Once I did, and it was absolutely awful.
Horrible.
And then my dad was in the Air Force. So, like,
Okay.
we had a tight ship. Mom was like, I'm not putting up with you guys' stuff.
Yeah.
You get out of line once, and it's over. Like, for her, I just don't have the time to deal with your nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
Yeah, it's happening.
yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my mouth washed out with soap multiple times, and it's not fun.
No, it's not.
It's not fun at all.
I feel like it's something we should bring back. I think
think
you could cure a lot of things with, some
with
some
ivory.
Yeah, so ivory here. It's like the Christmas story. Put this bar in your mouth and just suck on it for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Make you think twice about what comes out of it.
If I'm feeling generous, I'll give you the Irish Spring. It's got a little extra flavor to it.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's parenting's interesting, and it's a whole lot of fun though, man.
Oh yeah.
And I think
Best job I've ever had.
yeah, way better than being a creative director.
Oh my God, so much better. You still get to draw pictures.
You do.
Nobody's breathing down your neck.
That's right.
You get to relax while you're drawing the pictures. There's
Yeah.
no pressure. There's no timeline. Well, sometimes the kid's throwing a timeline.
Yeah.
Draw me a tiger. It's like, okay. Or it's like, what was it Old School when Will Ferrell was making balloon animals, and he's
the kids all over him.
Yeah, the kid's like, make me a whatever you want. I can't hear.
Yeah.
Do it, clown. It's like,
Quicker.
yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.